Hey guys, welcome back. So, this is probably going to be like a multi-part video, maybe 2 parts. We'll see. I am in the process right now of making a bar tap handle for the Scum and Villainy Cantina in Hollywood, which is that sort of Star Wars inspired cantina that is was a pop-up bar in Hollywood. It's on Hollywood Boulevard, and now it is kind of on an indefinite run because it's been doing well. But they are getting their own ale, and I am making a bar tap for that brew. And as you can see, I have modeled up the top of the handle. Here's kind of what it's going to look like overall, roughly speaking. It's got a handle which I'm going to fabricate separately because this was sort of based on a drawing they gave me, and they wanted it to be kind of inspired by the moisture evaporators on Tatooine. So that's kind of what they gave me. I figured I could do something a little better if I just made it myself. Plus, the top of this thing is going to light up, so I need to be able to run cable through there, like some kind of wire. So some of these parts are really, really small and not going to be great for wiring. So we're going to ignore this handle right now, so turn this off, and we'll zoom in here. I've done this in Fusion 360. Again, based on their sketches, I kind of had to figure out how all this was going to lay out because their sketch was just a 2D sketch just from the front, and that was all. So let's take a look at how this goes together. So you can see you've got the different suns and so forth, and this is going to light up. So all of this will light up. Actually, the text, the pale ale, will also light up. It is not yellow, but everything else that's yellow will be illuminated. We'll turn off these parts and we can take a look. So basically this is hollow inside, and it keys together. I've got the little sun insert, kind of a window here. The base with this piece of the sun built onto the base. So this is one part. Then there's a piece here, topper, that goes over this, and the upper sun, which is all separate, and I'll explain this in a little bit so you can understand why I did it the way I did. But anyway, this is the model, and this is in Autodesk Fusion 360, which I'm pretty new to this program, but I really like it. It's very powerful, and it's basically free unless you're making a lot of money. I think you have to make $100,000 a year off of this software to have to pay a license fee. Otherwise, it's a free program, and it is it's very good so far. So yeah, anyway, after I've got this model down and these are the main pieces here that I'll be using, you can export these as STL files, and then we'll send them over to our 3D printer software and get them set up. Now that the model is done, I have brought the pieces into Formlabs proprietary software that's called Preform, and this is sets up the files to be printed on the Form 2 printer, which is how I'll be printing these. Gives them the appearance of being clear because I have clear resin. But you can see here's the pieces in blue, and the support structures are generated by the program. You're going to see this here. They do blend in with the background quite a bit. And then we run this on the printer, and we'll have our parts. Alright, so now that we have the printed parts, you can see this is what the topper is going to look like. This is unpainted, translucent resin. You can see how these come apart. So we've got this sun that comes off. Set this back here. We've got the part with the text. We've got the topper with the lower sun, which is sort of like the cap for this piece. And then this is open where the lights are going to go, and there's a little panel that goes in here, which is it's like this. It's very thin and small. That'll go in here. You can see it's all hollow and nice. Now, the point of doing it this way is mainly to make it easier to paint and also be able to assemble, but this was going to be very hard to mask off with these all this text if I had built this into one piece. So I decided to make this a separate part so I can paint this, because this is just going to be a solid color. And then this needs to be semi-translucent so that the light will come through it. So with this, I can have this painted and have this be translucent without having to try to mask everything. And the reason this is a separate piece is because this won't fit through this piece here. So this has to go in on the top. Once this is all painted and everything, I will glue all these together. So this will just be a cap. I'll probably have a little magnet in here that helps hold it in place so that the lights inside will be accessible when it's all said and done. So there's the top, and then this, like I said, closes up, and there's that little piece that goes in there, which again, I will glue this in. And the same thing with this. The reason I didn't separate the text is that I can just paint this. I'll basically mask the back of this and put a piece of tape over the top so that it doesn't get paint on the inside. But I can flip it over, paint the whole thing, and then I will just scuff off the surface with a little sanding block, and it'll re-expose the faces of the letters and this little line, which means the light will be able to come back through. So that will be the next step. I've also been working on the handle. You can see it's mainly PVC, some other kind of found items, and it's not fixed together yet in case I decide I want to change it. I am looking for a box that will fit down here because the moisture evaporators kind of have like this big box here with some fins and stuff on it. I would like to make that look the same. It's possible look as similar to that as possible. So anyway, here we go. Let me pull this up here. So that's kind of the overall look of it. Once it's done, it'll be this size. It's pretty tall, but I think it's gonna look really cool. And we'll go from there. So the next video, I will probably have painted this so I can show you the demo and maybe set up lights, and then I will hopefully have this finalized. But I'll be back with that soon. I just figured I'd show you guys what I'm up to because I've been slacking like crazy on posting videos here. But I'll be back soon. Thanks guys for stopping by. Have a good night, or evening, morning, wherever you're watching this. Something like that. Bye.